Tell family and family can frustrate you. I swear to God, like family can literally dead as your dreams.
Honestly, one of your biggest challenges as a solo founder is being able to maintain your relationship with your day one client, because these are clients that you are so grateful that they took on your product even without enough proof that your product can deliver on the promises that it says it does. But also, they don't really want to pay, because this is me on my way to the market to a day one client that took a product that was supposed to be paid for immediately a week after taking the product. But here we are a couple of weeks after, and I'm still going back and forth with the same client. It's really crazy. It's a really crazy situation, because I don't know how to feel about it, honestly.
Taking payments from clients is actually one of the challenges, but not the major. I'll tell you what the majors are for me, at least as a Ghanaian founder, right? So I run a cleaning brand, a cleaning product brand, and yes, we do we do. Yes, we do some luxury cleaning for some clients. I've done like I think three luxury cleaning for three clients. The first one, unfortunately, I didn't film it because it was my first time doing anything cleaning for anybody. But the second two, I did film it and it's on my business page. I might tag the business page in the description so you can check that out. The first challenge for me when I started my cleaning brand summer last year. Okay, but we went official, going to the clients and all of that. Um, early this year, somewhere around January, I think mid January type ish. In the beginning, the challenge for me as a solo founder was funding. Like, just like every other business, when you're going to start, most of the time, if it's not going to be a business where you're affiliating or drop shipping for somebody, you're going to need capital, right? There are some businesses that you wouldn't necessarily need capital to start. You can start from other people's money, but I didn't have access to other people's money because I don't have friends. I only have family, and my family are not willing to really invest in my ideas because they don't really believe in it. So I had to fund my own thing, and I didn't have much. I only had 1,000 Ghana cedis at the time, so everything came to play. I was able to produce. I already have a pretty good, decent graphic designing skills. I'm an art student. I have an art background. Okay, so I already knew how to use some of this designing materials or designing apps and tools, right? So I was able to create my own designs and what I wanted my products on the market to look like. It took me time. Took me a couple of months to be able to figure all of this out. Beautiful. Now the challenge of starting has been solved, right? Beautiful. The products are ready. How do I get it out? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I know the social media is one way to get it out, but this is my genuine problem. Okay, there is a lot of challenges with regards to the delivery services in Ghana here, specifically in Accra. Okay, the delivery service in Accra on this part of this world is crazy. Like they don't care. There's no work ethic. They don't really care. They don't care about you, the business owner. They don't care about your business. They don't care about your client. Like they do not care about none of y'all. All right, they don't care. They can do whatever it is they want with your product. They can run away with it. They can take your money. There's a lot of challenges with regards to the transportation, or not transportation, just delivery. Let them just specifically niche it down to just delivering of product, picking product from a business to their client or the end user. There's a challenge. All right. So that is my biggest concern right now. So if you are watching this and you are a delivery company, that can help me have my product delivered to clients whenever there's an order online. Please send a DM or tap the link and send me an email because I think I'm linking my email directly to my link tree. So yeah, but yeah, that is one of my worries. So I don't necessarily, and honestly, I've not really gotten like any order. I'm not even going to say much. I almost said I've not really gotten much, but quite honestly, I've not gotten any order online. All sales that I've made is through physical marketing, literally physical cold pitching. I think I made a video. I'm gonna link it so you can see how I literally cold pitch to this local market women so they can start having my products on their shelves. Literally, so that market was initially the second option, the second like market to tap into when I was building or starting from the get go. That was the second option. But I must produce like a lot. And I needed to get it out. I felt like if it was sitting, the more it was sitting on my shelf, the more I was losing money. So I needed it out as fast as possible. So I had to go with the plan B, and plan A was just sitting aloof. So plan B was to use take on the local market, and which I did, and that genuinely cleared my shelves out. It cleared my whole shelf. Literally, I have three products on my right now. That's what the brand has. We only have three products. I have a floor cleaner that comes in three different flavors. I have a tough stain remover, which is like a very and extremely concentrated product, and I also have a fabric bleach, which is also multi-purpose, but yeah, just a fabric bleach. So this product, I was able to get it out as fast as possible, and I was able to get money and go restock on the raw materials and come make second production. The mistake I made, though, the mistake I made was doing all of that without actually calculating, like sitting down and be like, Marie, you invested XYZ amount, because I have documented everything. I documented every piece of penny being invested down to the transportation fares. Like if I took taxi to pick my raw materials from Accra to Kaswa, I documented it all down. Okay. So the mistake I did was utilizing those data that I've collected of the money or the capital invested against the money I'm getting. You know, that is the mistake I made. And after that, I just went to the market. When I got the money, I just went to the market and restocked the raw materials because I had some extra packaging from the first production, right? An extra packaging that I felt like needed to be filled in with products and ready to head on the market. Now, it was after getting the raw materials, coming to make some certain level of production and filling in whatever remaining packaging bottle I had. That was when it hit me that I'm not doing any calculation here. Like I'm literally going off vibes. I'm literally going off, this is what it's looking like for me. So yeah, I'm gonna just produce and just no. No. I was not supposed to do that. That I was so wrong for doing that. So, and it was after I've already bought the raw materials, right? Produced to some certain extent, 'cause I've not really produced all of it. I produced some certain extent, and then filled in my remaining packaging. That was when I had to sit and be like, wait a minute. I've not really done any calculation, because what is the profit I even made from the first production? Where is my cost of production money? Like, where is the initial investment, even, type of thing. So right now it is after I have produced, that is ready to also head out to the market. That was when I had to take a pause. And when I took the pause, I realized that even the products I have taken to the market, it's with some, not all of them. Some of my clients have not even paid me yet. Cause mind you, baby, these local market women, they be taking things on credit, baby. You will see a woman having a big supermarket, baby. 90% of the items in there is on credit. She used to sell, make a profit, and then give the suppliers their money. That is what happened to me. I was new to that. I didn't know that was a thing. I was very new to that. Okay. So I had to really adapt as quickly as possible and understand that, hey, these women, they don't really have cash. Okay. They be taking your product, and then in a week time they pay you. Now, the first video that I just snitched in this video, yeah, it was me genuinely upset, because this is a day one client that I was genuinely, genuinely, genuinely grateful that they took on my product without even having, enough information, enough data on what exactly my products can deliver on, but they took a bet on me, type of thing. And I'm really appreciative of that. I was really excited when I was delivering them this product. But it's been more than the agreed amount of days. Mind you, I am a videoing this like weeks after that particular video. And trust me, I have still not received my money yet. Yeah. not receive my money. I'm genuinely frustrated. I'm genuinely upset. But then again, you can't be upset with someone that really took a bet on your product that is really new on the market. So it's really a mixed feeling for me, but I'm trying to understand and be as accommodative of the situation as possible and trying to not lose my shit, you know, whenever I'm gonna go back there and take my money. And mind you, she's not picking my calls. She's not the only one though. I have like two or three shops that have my product and they are selling the product. Okay. People are buying them, but they haven't given me money yet. Yeah, it's really frustrating. But yeah, that's one of the challenges that I am facing currently. And how I am solving it is what I'm going to be getting into in a minute, but that's just one of the challenges. Um, so how am I solving this? Well, first of all, I have switched the market. I have gone back to my A, like plan A, market from the get-go, like the ideal client avatar that I had when I started. Well, when I started, the ideal client avatar I had was distributing it to private corporations, private hospitals, private businesses, nothing in the public eye, everything like more or less an exclusive type of business venture, just supplying to exclusively some certain people. Not everybody. It's not a business meant for everybody or every Ghanaian, because some average Ghanaians will not be able to afford some of my products because they are a little bit slightly on the higher price. And that's because of how highly concentrated my products are. I make them really high concentrated. Like whatever products you're going to be getting on the market, think of the most effective products on the market, double the concentration or double the effectiveness. That is what I make or how I make sure my products are. Because I made a lot of research. And by research, I mean actual research, buying these products and using them, reading the labels, understanding what goes into them, understanding the chemicalization. Hey, macabre. Understanding the mixing of the chemicals and all of that, which we call it, I don't remember names. I don't know. You can do your research. But yeah, understanding the chemical mixing and all of that. Yeah, I understood all of that. And then when I was producing, I took all of that also into consideration. So I made sure that my products be whatever effective or highly concentrated product that is on the market at least two times. Yeah, double the effectiveness and all of that. That's what my product does. So whenever I am speaking with my product, or I'm speaking the price range or pitching or giving my offers out to any business owner or whomever, I do it my full chest because I know my products can offer. I can take a bet on my products anytime, any day, because I know what I'm delivering. I know what I'm offering. Because it's good, it's worth every penny. So I took a turn to the initial client avatar, and that is strictly supplying to just businesses. Strictly to businesses. I'm talking private businesses, private corporations, right? So yeah, those are the ones I'm supplying to. And with that market, it is slow. Yeah, baby, it is slow. It is slow. It is a slow burner. Baby, it would work, but it take time. It will take a long period of time. Would I say it worth it? Honestly, I'll say it is, because you are getting higher. You're getting to, really give a better offer to people, or better offer to these businesses than I'll be able to give it to the market ladies. Because one thing about is for sure, when I was supplying to this market, local market women, right? I was giving it to them at a wholesale price, right? It would not be the same price that I'm giving to regular businesses, or the businesses I'm supplying to right now. So yeah, the local market, your products will move fast and all of that, but they'll be slow in payment. And the business market, you would you would pitch to like 10 and get two to sell to, right? But you'll be getting a bank for it. Like, you'll be getting higher the money. So lower price that you give to local markets. It's like you get to sell a lot, but at a lower price. You get to sell very little, but at a higher price. You know what I'm saying? I took this advice from Alex Mosey. So, Alex Mosey, if I'm failing, you failed me. Nah, you didn't. You didn't. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I decided to go into the market with a price tag that I believe my products are worth. And even though I know it's gonna be really slow, it's gonna be worth it. I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. So long as my I'm able to apply my financial knowledge into the business, it'll be worth it. I know for a fact. So that is something I'm not really scared of, but it is something that I know is going to take a long period of time. That's one of the challenges. And another challenge on that same note is that I am alone because I am a solo person running everything right now. It's a lot. It is a lot to take in, but baby, one thing I have always believed in is if you broke or if you want something, you don't complain. You go through it. Okay. It is really better to look back and, giggle, like put a smile or, smirk about it and just be like, yeah, did that. Been there, done that, type shit. But yeah, it is what it is. That's just one of the challenges. Now, the next challenges is having to deal with the whole gender disgusting attitude of some human beings. It is crazy. It is really crazy because still in 2026, we still have men trying to hit on you because you're trying to sell something to them. I find it so disgusting. I used to have these experiences when I was, in a corporate space, but after leaving the corporate space for a while now, I'm like, you still do this, bro? It's 2026, man. Like, if you want a woman, there is a lot of ways to get her. Not use whatever it is she is selling or, trying to make a living off to get her. Like, it's really lame and it's so disgusting. I look at those men like, I want to puke, but, you got to keep in your professionalism. You got to put it all together and just be like, you know what? I hope you have a good day. I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna just head out and go to the real clients, the real ones that are gonna buy in or needing my products because clearly you don't need my services. You don't need my products. I'm just gonna let you have whatever it is you're going on with you. Maybe you're not, maybe you're just having a bad day and you see me just trying to like take it out on me by sexualizing me. So I'm just gonna let you have it and just yeah, get the hell out and go focus on the real ones that would be needing my product. That's exactly how I've been handling it. I feel so disgusted every single time I think about it. The fact that it is still happening, I can just imagine to the regular young girls that don't necessarily know how to navigate their way around some of these men. I can just imagine what they'll be going through. It's a crazy how we're out here. You all stay safe though. Being able to post as frequent as I wish I would be able to do with my business page is another challenge that I am facing as a solo founder because I have to do all of this and still record and still edit and still post. That is a challenge. To be honest, a really big challenge in my opinion because I really want my business to have a very good online presence. But it's taking a toll on me to be able to do all of that, juggle all of this and still be as present as I wish I would be on social media. So I don't know. What I do though is every single time I remember whenever I'm outside, I try to record or document as much as I can. And when I come, I try to do a very minimum editing, like, editing that would just take me not more than 30 minutes and get it posted as much as I can. Sometimes I've set on the bar that at least one post should go on the internet every single day. That is a bit difficult. Sometimes I'll have to do in a week. I get to do like 5 posts in a week. Very below the bar, in my opinion, if I want to see growth for a business page. But again, I don't want to just post for posting sake because sometimes you go to somebody's page or business page that has posted a lot and you can see that the engagement and that they're getting from people is not much. It's because there is not a proper strategic planning being going through it. There's not a really great thought process being put into it. And that's the reason why it is looking like they're putting so much out, but they're not really getting much back. And I don't want my business to be one of them. So I'm a little on the fence. So I'm trying to make sure that whatever it is I'm posting out there, I'm pretty strategic about it. It's a very new page, right? So it's gonna take a lot to grow it because it's a business page. On cleaning, a lot of people don't really clean their homes like that. We all come on here trying to be aesthetic and all of that, but sometimes you go to some people's houses and it's pretty dirty. They don't really care about cleaning like that. So they would not really be engaging much. That I was very aware of. But, you know, trying to make sure whatever it is I'm putting out there is with the values of the business and it sells the story that the business is trying to tell through the lens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And in the same breath, creating content for this channel too is becoming a little tedious than I thought. Because, you gotta juggle. Yeah, I'm juggling between the two. Creating content for the business, creating content for my personal brand is a lot. Okay, but how I'm able to figure it out is I don't go to the field every single day. When I say the field, I mean go from door to door of every business to sell to them because that's what I do. Actually, that's how I make sales, to be honest. That's how I make sales. I make sales by going from door to door. I mean, business to business, literally, to sell to them. And that, my friend, will require a lot. It takes a lot to close any business on, cleaning products than it would take you to close, your biggest contract with your regular businesses, to be honest. Because you got to come correct with your outfit. You got to come correct with your presence, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you present the products, the way you receive a no, a rejection. Because it's not you they're rejecting your product. So it's not that deep. I got to remind myself every single time. And that's what I do. You can also take that example and hold on to yourself. It's gonna take a lot of work though. It's not something that you would just wake up one day and be able to do it. It would take a lot, but you would eventually get there, I promise you. Remind yourself, keep talking in your mind, it is not you that are rejecting it is the product, and that's okay. That's very much okay. And the last thing I'm still figuring out is self-payment. Paying myself my salary every single month is something I'm still, trying to figure my way around it. I have laid out some certain amounts as a salary, but just because the business it still does not have a fee yet. It's still, wibbly wobbly in there, in my opinion. I don't know how to pay myself. Like, I don't know what would make sense as a payment because the figures that are looking like what could be on the table for payment is not making sense. Like, there's nobody, not even if I was working 1 hour a day, would that payment make sense. But you know, this is the business is still wibbly wobbly, like I said. So even if it's not making sense, that is the amount on the table. So I gotta take it. You feel me? So I'm still, juggling on how the business is not making losses, rather making profit, and still being able to make salaries available to me as an employee because even though I'm the founder, I'm still an employee because I'm working. You feel me? So I gotta pay myself. You get it? So I'm still like juggling that, but I know I'll figure it out. I just think I still need some time. Like the business still needs some time until it's able to find a balance. Then we can start making, a stable salary, decision here. So yeah, I'm still struggling with that. I'm still juggling. Not really struggling. I'm just juggling with that. And yeah, that's just some of the challenges of a solo founder in Ghana. One challenge that I like to put out there, and I think I left this for the last intentionally, and that's because, bro, if you are a solo founder doing what I'm doing by going door to door to sell, be ready to walk. It's like hawking. Literally, that's what it is. No, literally, if we are to contextualize it, it is hawking. Hawking with your products. Hawking under the sun, under the rain. I've yesterday I got somebody pausing. Like he literally stopped with his car and was like, get in the car, like sit down. Where are you going? And that's not a very, safe thing to do, just sitting into a stranger's car. But it was from a concern. Like you could tell that he was just concerned. He was like, what is it that is making you walk? Because it was rainy yesterday and I was just walking. Like, I had a last delivery to do to make a different business on, you know, miles down the street. And I was willing to walk that miles to that client to make sure that product was sold. So, yeah, I got somebody to stop that car and he was like, nah, bro. Nah. So he was just like, wait, where you going? I was like, I had to leave. It's like, bro, it's raining. You could have just waited somewhere. It's not nice. Like I felt really bad seeing you, and that's just the reason why I stopped. And he had to drop me where I was going. And even with that, he was willing to park and wait till like the rain paused. Then I could get out. I was like, nah, bro, we're already here. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are an angel for the day. You just saved my day. And I got down, went to make this delivery, and that was the end of the day. But so yeah, just be willing if you're going to be using this strategy to make sales for your business. Just be willing that you're gonna be walking miles. Okay, your color. You're gonna get darker. Okay, if you're dark, you're gonna get darker. If you're chocolate, you're gonna get darker. Whatever it is, you're gonna get darker. Okay, because the weather here is hot. Yeah, we don't really have sunny when, but it is hot. Even when it's raining, sometimes it's hot. Okay, so the weather here is hot, so yeah, you gotta be willing to walk under the sun and all of that. This is a lot of sacrifices you gotta be able to make, you know. And if you know me personally, you know that girl. The girl has aura. The girl has steez, you know. But baby, you can't say you're running a business and you want sales and you care about steez and aura for the way. The rich do not have shame. You gotta be shameless. Okay? You gotta be shameless. Me, I'm shameless. So when it comes to my dreams, when it comes to what I want, I know what I want. That's why I'm shameless. I am shameless to the T. Sometimes I'm shameless to the extent that it's a bit concerned. Like it's a bit concerning for some of the people that care about me. But bro, who cares? Whatever. Yeah, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's one of the challenges I'm going through right now as a solo founder. But Charlie, I know that it will not last long. You know, I know that it's just it's a season. Like, this is the early season of the business. So we gotta go through some setting weird ass situations to be able to pull through. And this is one of them. All right, this is one of them. So yeah, these are some of the real ass, like real day-to-day challenges of a solo business founder. Yeah, the last one is not something I think is like yours business, and that's like the challenges of having to deal with family. There's a lot of pressure going on down here. Maybe I'll insert it in another video because I feel like this video is getting longer than I initially anticipated or planned it would be. So yeah, yeah, there's just a lot of Charlie, family can frustrate you. I swear to God, like family can literally dead as your dreams. They can literally dead as whatever plans, your creativity and all of that. But don't allow them, don't give them the opportunity, don't give them the power. Because the moment you make them understand or know that they have the power to call the shots, maybe just give them a superpower that they will abuse in your life. Don't ever do that. That's one thing that I've learned as an adult, and I'm taking charge. Like, bro, I'm taking charge like mad. It's really hard. It's not easy, Sha. It's not easy. I like to take it out there. It's not easy. It's not easy having to face your parent, your mom, and dad, and be like, no. And be like, I'm not doing it, and be like, this is what I'm doing, type thing. So yeah, that's another personal challenge that I don't feel like I should go into details, but yeah, it is what it is, right? Let me know if you're also a solo founder, what challenges it is that you're going through, or what is your day to day, schedule as a solo founder, and how exactly are you able to conquer those challenges, if that's a thing. Yeah, let me know. I would like to know. I really would like to know. And also let me know. I have a video on how to budget and how to price your products. I feel like I made a mistake when I was pricing my products when I was starting. I should make a video on this. I think I should make a video on this so that when you're pricing your products, you know how to price it. Okay, if not, you will be running at a loss, thinking you're making profit. Meanwhile, you're not making nothing. Trust me. So yeah, see you on the next. Mwah. Bye.